Welcome, viewers, to another fabulous episode of Unapologetically Free. Now, today I'm going to talk about my plan to quit sugar for 30 days. Now, first up, why? Why do I suddenly decide to quit sugar? Now, what I realized is that I binge a lot on unhealthy food in the past few days, ironically because I was feeling good. Now, it could have been the no fab because I'm on day 109. It could have been because of the supplements that I was taking. It could have been because of the exercises, the weightlifting that I've been going for. A few days back, I honestly, truly, sincerely felt great. And interestingly, when I felt so good, I was thinking to myself, I actually felt like a 7 upon 10. I felt confident, I felt good, and I have no idea why, I have no idea what happened, but I had this sense of sabotaging my own wellness, and because I was on a high, per se, physically feeling good, I decided to binge it and eat like processed food, potato chips, uh, drink sweet drinks, uh, eat instant noodle, all the likes. And as I kept on munching on all these sugar related products, it was peculiar to me because I didn't seem to be able to stop. I mean, it was easy to not start, but once I started, there was no stopping. And it made me quite worried because I was reminded also of one of the Anthony Robbins seminar that I went for about the idea that some people, we have this certain identity about ourselves as to how good we think we can and should feel. And if my identity is that I deserve to feel perhaps a 5 upon 10 every day, your body and your mind and your belief will find ways to sabotage yourself whenever you feel good. Now, I have no idea whether this is a case of that, but it is true that when I felt physically good, I, for some reason, just turned to these unhealthy food. So the next day, after eating all the shitty food, I woke up feeling stiff. I started to have brain fog. My facial muscles just felt very tight, and I didn't feel good. There was some churning in my gut, and all this all the effects of overeating, of unhealthy food got to me. And for that day, I just didn't feel motivated. I didn't feel driven. And what happens to a sugar addict when he feels down? That's right, I medicated myself with more sugar. And it did make me feel better, but I felt like this. It made me feel a little better, and then it went straight down. It is what I would call a sugar crash. And this is the moment where I decided to go and research on sugar. And what I found out is that sugar is more addictive than cocaine to the human brain. Now, you didn't hear wrongly. Let me repeat it again. Sugar, those sweet things that you are drinking and eating right now, is more addictive than cocaine. And I continued to watch this video, which I will provide in the description box below. So check it out. It is basically on findings of sugar, why mainstream media tells you that sugar is acceptable, and what the big companies that produce sugar and sell sugar try to do in order to change the perspective of the government, particularly in the United States. to convince people that sugar is okay, the likes, but just click on the link if you are interested in finding more about sugar. So, the second part of my video, now I'm going to talk about the details of this no sugar challenge. Now it'll be 30 days. Of course, I will document the findings on this channel itself. But what this challenge entails is no sweet drinks at all. That means no artificial sweetener, and the chief of which is this thing called aspartame. Now, aspartame, according to the video that I referenced just now, cause tumors to arise in rats. It caused tumors to arise in rats, and ridiculously, they allowed aspartame and approved aspartame in the US. The FDA did it. And what this means is when you drink that diet Coke, that diet whatever that you're drinking, it is the very same thing that caused tumors in rats. Get rid of it right now. Okay? Now, as another part of the challenge, of course, no desserts and no processed snacks, because what I realized is food like potato chips, tomato ketchup, chili sauce, they still contain a significant amount of sugar. So I am going to cut it off. And next up in the list, interestingly, I will cut off fruits and fruit juice, because I read on an article somewhere that basically people who have issues with sugar addiction tend to have candida growth in the gut. That is to say, there is yeast formation in your gut, which the video did talk about, and any form of sugar will still feed this yeast growth in your body. And this 30-day challenge is also partially to remove the growth of candida in my system. Now, at this point, I will still allow rice and noodles because I have been on this fast where I remove the consumption of meat in my diet. So that is something that I'll still have to take in. After the meat fast ends, then perhaps I may cut out rice and noodles, but for now I will still allow rice and noodles. Now, lastly, before I end off the video, I want to challenge you to go on this challenge with me. Today is day 0, that is to say, only starting tomorrow will we start this challenge. Watch the video that I posted and check out other YouTube videos on sugar, read up articles on sugar. Almost none of them will tell you that sugar is good for you. It is addictive, but it's not good. It follows the same addiction pathway as no-fap. And if you decide to go on this challenge, just post on the comments below and we'll keep a lookout for each other. Now, in the subsequent videos, for example, day 1, day 2, day 3, even if the video content is not about sugar, just post your progress on this no sugar challenge and I will look at it and I will make a reply, particularly to those people who are on this no sugar challenge. Now on day 30, when I succeed in this no sugar challenge, I will do up a video that just specifically goes through my experience in these 30 days. But along the way, if there are interesting things that happen, I will make special mentions of them along the way. Now, what I realized is that quitting sugar is similar, very similar to quitting no fap. Now, I'm confident that I will be able to do this because I have overcome nofap, and I know that it is a matter of decision because I have now gained back a decent amount of self control. Now, for those of you that are on nofap, simply decide to press on, because when you overcome nofap, you will be so much more willing to get rid of the other addictions in your life and start doing challenges in your life, because now you know in your heart of hearts that you have what it takes to overcome, because you have overcome and put under your control one of the hardest thing for a man to do, to put under his control, that is his sex drive. Now, if you like this video, like it, comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and I'll see you again.